We're live.
It's not your same old rigmarole. Welcome to TND.
Yeah, just before we started the stream, Toby made me spell rigmarole, and I did.
No, it's... say it again?
No.
You got it wrong.
I spelled it correctly.
No, it's wrong. It's
R-I-G-M-A. You can't even build me up in fantasy.
R-O-L-E. So there's an E at the end, and there's no A after the G. It's just rigmarole. Not rigga. Not rigmarole.
What did you just say?
Rigmarole.
What?
A lengthy and complicated procedure.
Oh. Okay.
This whole rigmarole. It's such a weird word. It sounds like a Dr. Seuss word.
And the rigmaroles and the happersnatches
ramblings.
all got their magoozly goos and went up to Blueville.
Yeah, Blueville. Blueyville.
Yeah.
That's what the locals would call it. Blueville.
I'm going to smoke this part of this cigarette.
Right.
I don't know where it is. At some point, I'm going to have to go and get my tobacco.
Yeah, welcome to the Super Bowl. This is the actual Super Bowl. You know, the other ones.
Well, yeah.
You mean the other Super Bowl? This is number one.
This is the Pooper Bowl. That's what this is. I do like your outfit today. You're very track dad.
Oh yeah, I'm going to cheer. I've got a baseball game to be at for my kid later.
Yeah, you're like super into the school that your kids go to, so much so that you wear
I got the
like school emblem on it.
Yeah, it'd be a tiger and owl or some shit.
Go Tigers.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have okay. Let's go ahead and pick a team that we always. So like, what's our like? Anytime we see this in anything, we're gonna say go this team. Yeah. Just throughout the rest of history, just our friendship.
Throughout the rest of history.
Yeah.
So this is future history.
Future history, so past history. We're rewriting history.
There's no such thing as future history. Mm-hmm. No, because it's only history.
It hasn't happened yet.
So it's just it's just future events.
But you can't even call them events yet because they haven't happened. If we're going by your logic, can't even call them events yet.
Well, no, they will.
But they will also be history.
There's a more than likely chance that there will be events that occur in the future. That's the
But they will also become history at that point. So why am I wrong?
Well, because I think events can be happening. History has been had.
But an event happens.
Mm-hmm. History doesn't happen. It happened. See?
Okay, but so did an event.
History is happening right now. You mean life, bro? It's different when history has to be already passed.
We're making history at this moment, Toby. I hope you know that. Like, not a good one. Not a good one.
If you're saying a war that happened, it was a part of history, it can't be a war that we're currently not done with.
No, it will have been a war in history.
Will have been, yeah. So it's not history.
As soon as it happens, it becomes you're just arguing to argue, and it's fine. We haven't seen each other in some days, so that's cool. We're just gonna get it out of the way. All of our pent up, unnecessary arguments. That's cool.
Oh, this is just what I do. Dude, last night we were playing mind games for hours. It was fun, like brain games, not mind games.
You like pitting yourselves against each other in a battle of wits.
Well, yeah, we try to. Think of we just got stuck like talking about words with silent letters and just weird things like that, just playing weird thought games, which is basically just arguing about nothing on some level, but it's just like to stimulate and work your mind, Never play brain games?
Tell me about them.
All right, you want to play one?
Yeah, let's play a brain game.
Well, that one was just trying to. So it started out just thinking of words that had silent letters, like pneumonia.
Yeah.
Psychology, psycho. Can't run on tangents like that, though.
Okay, aardvark.
Yeah. Okay. Neighbor was one I remember. Mm-hmm. See, I was trying to think of a silent H.
Hors d'oeuvre.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Gnat.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And gnome. Therefore.
Gnome. Yeah.
But just a little. I just like. I love arguing for that reason, though. For the same reason, I don't absolutely care about anything ever, So at the end of an argument, I'm never going to be truly mad because I half agree with you the whole time. I just like debating and working through and analyzing something. And it's easier to analyze something appropriately when you're on opposite sides of it.
Yeah.
So debating's easiger. If you both agree with it, then how can you truly, on the same side, how can you truly analyze it?
You can bro down about it.
But nothing's really learned then. You're just, you're like
you jacking each other off.
Reassuring your own thoughts.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool what I said?
Yeah,
that thing about
I
that
agree.
thing?
Yeah, it is cool.
That other person's opinion that I'm now saying?
Yeah. But I like that's probably the main reason I play devil's advocate on debates is so we can truly hit it from both sides and really see how we feel about it. And maybe one of us change their minds. Maybe we get to the same place.
So
pick something.
No.
Football.
Football.
Concussions in football.
Yeah, concussions in football. Where do you stand?
Well, see,
because it is a very real
make
thing.
Make it more violent because I mean they're getting paid their due justice for getting hurt. So it's kind of like when you go into a lab or something and or you're a test dummy or they try new drugs on you. Like there's a possibility you're going to get badly damaged, but you're compensated for it. It's like playing the lottery.
Yeah.
The ones that don't get hurt and make all that money, they're the only ones that win. The ones that make all that money and then have lifelong damage to their brain, did they really win? They kind of lost the lottery a little bit. And we're just paying them. But we don't pay them more. We pay them the same, and it's a hazard pay, right? That's one reason why I think it's so much extra.
Yeah.
And so I say, dive deeper into it. Go Roman. If someone dies on the field, they die on the field, and they were well compensated for a risk that they knew was as a possibility.
Then that's what society needs to go to. I posit if that's if that's what you deem football should turn into, like fucking Coliseum shit, then we have to do away with the entire ballistic military. You have to get rid of all ballistic instruments of death. So no guns, no bombs, no drones, none of that shit. Swords and shields, motherfucker.
No,
I'm a huge advocate of that because
don't think to lean into it would be more guns.
No,
and no non-lethal guns.
No,
that would be leaning into it.
No,
everything lethal.
No, the what you're speaking about is
barbaric
barbarism.
But that doesn't take out technology. It's not like they'd be playing with no pads.
It would have to be
all the same technology that we had in football today. We would just. I would actually have to take a little bit of away for it to be really dangerous, because they have such technology going into their padding to keep their bones in line when they get hit and stuff, and like imagine the old leather helmets, like shit like that.
Yeah,
I mean that that's not what I mean. I mean like keeping the technology in it, but yeah, like add a cougar on the field, or like. I'm saying make it even crazier and more dangerous. Give them guns. Maybe one guy on the team has a gun. You don't know which one. And he can pull it out only if someone's about to make a touchdown. You can shoot him.
But see, what do you even... Okay,
it's
so are we just talking about nonsense now?
No,
okay,
it's
so at that point,
I
want...
you wouldn't watch that?
No,
that's not nonsense.
I want there to be a guy on the goalpost with a bazooka. And the guy on the goalpost with the bazooka gets to fire it 3 times during the game.
You can take out the whole team with that.
Yep. So
3
what?
times
So what? They get paid enough. They can get blown to bits.
Well, see, you took it to a crazy.
One guy having a gun. But if you're going to have one guy with a gun, how many bullets does he have? If he can pull it out once, he gets to shoot the whole clip. Like...
I would say 1 bullet to start it. We'll see how this goes.
But what is the point? He's gonna murder someone on the field. What? But you think that they get paid enough to not give a fuck about their lives?
Well, no. To get them real, if we put like some bulletproof vests on under their padding and made the helmet bulletproof, and no shooting to the eyes, and so they tag them in the leg or something. Like you take a shot in the leg and you can't get the touchdown. Like, that'd be tight.
What is it that you want? Like,
it's entertainment that I want. Barbaric entertainment.
Okay, then we need to bring back fucking American Gladiators. Because that's the shit you want to see. You want to see people
that, but in the modern day.
I basically just want to watch
war.
I want to watch, and you can watch
small war.
You can totally watch Live Leak and watch videos of war.
on a mass scale, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm talking about like tanks and shooting people, and that's where football would end up.
How can we get a
just
tank
being
in a
war.
football stadium?
It's like, dude, you just want to see war. It's like, but war is reported on so boringly. If it was like, oh, did you see that? You see that bomb? We just killed like 8,000 people. Boom! What they gonna do?
No, then I think you need to just like watch some war videos
Of people hyping it up. But
Like,
I want
what do
there
you-
to be like
like,
commentators. Like,
have you not seen like their videos on even YouTube of like, you know, because over there they have phones with cameras on them,
yeah.
so they're taking video while they're killing people. So
But I want some commentator, like, really his form, you know, if like he was a couple meters to the right, I think he really could have got that shot.
he didn't account
Make
for
it it's
wind
not a
change.
sport, though, right? War is not, but it's treated like a sport within the military, not within our culture. Well, kind of within our culture. We pick teams and we root for our team. It is kind of treated like a sport.
It used to be kind of a sport because when
Fighting.
it was
Dueling.
when the British got involved in war, it was very gentlemanly.
Uh,
They would all line up. Everybody was so think about a giant square, and everybody's lined up perfectly in this giant like rectangular square marching.
yeah.
And then two opposing sides meet like
Lines,
that,
Yeah.
and then they volley shots. It's called volleying. So one side, the two captains come down and they agree on which side shoots first.
They flip a coin.
They flip a coin, they shake hands, and like they'll go back to their teams basically, and then one side, the side that won the coin toss, would shoot their guns first because you know back then it was fucking muskets.
So they took
Muzzle
a minute-
loaders.
Yeah, it took a minute
So,
to load.
um,
So they'd all shoot once? They all
Yeah.
get one shot?
They all
What if
get
everybody
no,
hit
no,
'em?
no, just one line. That's why they
What
had
do you mean?
people. So old school, the way they used to run formation was that they'd be like slightly cantilever, like slightly to one side of the other, like kind of staggered back.
Yeah.
Because after you
Oh.
shot, you would kneel down, and the person
Oh, okay.
behind you, because you knelt down to reload your weapon, so the person behind you would stick their
So
gun.
at very most, they could only get their front line out, like one line?
Yeah.
And how many lines they have? Like 5?
But even then, it's like bullets were just round balls.
So
Back
one
then.
didn't take you out, or you'd miss, or they weren't
wouldn't-
accurate.
They weren't
yeah.
accurate at all. So like it was
that's,
just like
that's pretty, that's pretty interesting.
and then they would take breaks for tea.
Yeah,
They would have tea together.
over their dead men.
Yeah. Like
But I
because
get-
it was
Most of the
it
time,
was
they'd only
basically a
lose
sport.
few guys, but most of them were just wounded.
Mhm.
You know,
But even then, like a gut shot back then, you're done. You're dead. Like
Not much
a
you can
gut
do
shot
for it.
now can still kill you because like you fuck
Yeah.
up those internal organs, you go septic, man. You
Yeah.
fucked. But
and they couldn't really get it out of you.
yeah,
without messing
and if
anything
you
up.
got a fucking musket ball to like the arm or something like that, they take the
Cut
arm.
cut off the arm, but
Yeah,
Lost arm
with
in
nothing
war.
but a little bit of whiskey, a
a-
strap of leather, and a meat cleaver.
Mm. Yeah, that's just part of the sport. You know that's the old
Sport of war. That's the book, right? The
that's,
sport of war.
That's the physical trainer that stretches their leg out on the side. He was the guy that chopped off arms
Yeah.
in the war. So you know, maybe it is a lot more civilized. You know, I've thought about that before. About like if we met in the middle, if we made sports a little more violent and made war a little more sport-like, they'd be the same thing. And then we just challenge other countries to like violent ass knife soccer. You know, you got to get the most goals, most guys dead, but you're only getting, you know, at most you lose like 30 people out of your country, not thousands. You know, so you see what I'm saying? It's a lot more fair than war, right? And you just tear for knife soccer,
yeah.
knife football.
You
What do you think?
I think.
It's a compromise.
Did we say knives
from
in the
war.
shoes?
It's a compromise from war.
Yeah. Just make people play soccer with knives on their shoes.
And knives on the shoe, so they have to kick flip to
Yeah.
get them. And so
Yeah,
it's
come
real
on.
hard to get the front. You know, it's like, it's difficult.
Yeah, you got to do capoeira.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now everyone has to learn capoeira.
Yeah. Everyone will go down to Brazil. He's peeking in, trying to get a little FaceTime here.
Oh shit!
What's up?
What up, Todd
Wake
Berry? We don't fuck this stuffed bear.
Yeah.
We promise. I mean, I don't know what Toby does when I'm not here.
I think that hole. I'll put it in the. There's a hole in the
Back.
back. So if it was fucking that, I think it'd be more of an issue of like, wait, why does he want to fuck a hole that he would have had to make in a person?
Yeah.
It's like,
why are you trying to fuck the back of somebody's skull, Toby?
Yeah. Oh, if I put it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a problem.
I like to
but
feel.
I think it's worse in the top back.
Do you just like it when like the brain swells around your dick? Is that?
Well, see, but even the skull fucker is like less of a crazy guy than a guy that cuts open a spine and fucks in the top. There's no pleasure for them, really. You know?
Oh God, I wish I didn't have to fuck vertebrae.
Yeah. There's like so many things you could. There's holes and things you can push together, whatever. And this dude goes for the back, the top back. That's what I like.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I hope some motherfuckers stumble upon this podcast while they're looking for Super Bowl shit.
Yeah.
I hope.
I know that. That's why I laughed when he typed Super Bowl in, because I was like, some big jock dude.
Yeah.
Hate us. He's like, oh, Under Armour, bro. Come on. Chill out. We got Coors Light.
Yeah, we got. Oh yeah, show him the bro pack.
We got guns and workout gear here. Chill out.
Yeah, bro, we're good.
It's okay.
We like guns. We like the Second Amendment, and we like our First Amendment mostly. So fuck you.
Yeah, that's how you know they're a true American. This even to their own people. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I'm American. Fuck you. I am too. Well, where do we go from
fuck
here?
us. We're gonna fuck.
It just goes into that, I guess.
And then you've.
That's how you know you met an American.
Yeah, and that's how you know you're in love. I knew I loved him the first time he stuck his foot under that bathroom stall.
Oh, okay. Was that the first time he said he'd stick his foot up my ass if I ever did anything cross to him?
I'm gonna go back to the bathroom real quick.
All right. You have to slip by.
Keep him talking.
Oh, watch out your foot. All right. So, this is good weed. I've been happy with this shit. We haven't been doing that recently. We haven't been announcing what we're smoking. It's a. Are you what? What? Why are you looking at me weird? Oh, Dave. What? What happened?
I'm looking at Toby all weird.
Yeah. What happened?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It went very smoothly.
Oh.
Just trying to unsettle you.
Yeah.
Is it working?
How'd you pee that quick?
I didn't pee. I went to get my tobacco.
Oh. He's a quick shit.
I am a quick shit.
I shit on the way to the bathroom.
Ever since Monk. Yeah, dude.
I'm so quick. I'm done by the time I get to the toilet.
All I do is shake it out my pant leg and flush. You remember when Monk tried to teach us how to shit in the backyard?
Dude, I think of that all the time.
Yeah. So we knew this.
Like a coyote.
Yeah, like a coyote. It just shoots right at you.
Yeah, but when I'm even on the toilet, I'll put up my legs.
Yeah.
Like that. It helps you get a full evac.
Yeah, we knew a guy in L.A. who swore that he was a Himalayan monk, and he made us call him Monk.
But he was an ex-monk, so, you know, he hit on young girls and drank vodka.
Yep. And he would get super fucked up.
Monk.
Monk.
Oh, man. So I wonder if he was just like a liar. Like,
more than likely.
The further time it gets away from it, like even then, if you look back the first time you told that story, you said, we knew a monk that lived in, and now it's gone to, we knew someone that proclaimed that they were possibly a monk.
A Himalayan monk at one time. But he did, you know, we
there
met
is
his
a
daughter once.
possibility.
We met his daughter once.
Yeah.
And we went over to his apartment that one time before he got evicted. And then started living under Chris's porch.
I really don't doubt. I mean, I do doubt it, but I don't think it's impossible. I mean, he could have been a monk that, like, there's plenty probably that
Defected.
not retire, but they just
It is like a defection, right? So he left the.
Yeah, you don't just.
He could still
Don't
have
have
like
time.
the Buddhist tendencies and still be a Buddhist, but like
Just not
a monk because he was trying to fuck young women.
yeah. He couldn't stick to.
And we're not talking like underage people. I don't know if he ever did that, but
No, I
it
wasn't
was
saying
just
like that. Just
he
was
in
old
his
as fuck.
60s. Yeah, he was in his 60s hitting
So
on like
people our
19,
age,
20-year-olds.
Yeah, what were like really weird that he would, I guess see that.
Not
as an
trying to have
option.
this fucking 70-year-old monk canceled.
No, yeah. No, he was a legal creep. Not even really a creep, but a little bit. I mean, come on.
But I just remember on one of my old phones, I had a picture of him. We were in this club in LA. I think it was called Hemingway's or something like that. Was that the one with all the books that we used to go to?
Used to be like a library. Or some shit.
Some shit. I don't know. But we were in there and he got a little too fucked up. I feel like he had done some of Chris's medical meth, and then had a drink, and he was like meditating. He sat down in the middle of the dance floor and started meditating, cross-legged, and I just started taking pictures of him because I was just like,
This
the
is
fucking
tight.
crazy old monk. Like,
That's amazing. Because, like, I always thought that, like, the things that people were talking about when they spoke on enlightenment, that they were talking about a very similar place that you could get to from, like, psychedelics and stuff. And I always thought it was kind of like a cheat to skip all the boring practice and control and everything. You just skip all that and you're almost to enlightenment. And you just got to make a couple decisions and then you're there. And, like, it's just a shortcut. And so him having known enlightenment and taken the long way, if he was like drunk and high and hearing lights and shit like that and so much energy,
he's like, okay, here we go.
He skips.
Yeah.
He skips. This is how you feel. Eyes closed, you hear noises, lights, and you're like almost out of body.
Yeah.
What if you
I
was
could
using
totally
that
see
to
that.
skip like to that feeling?
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
That would make sense to me. It's kind of it different than the drug even, but it's another shortcut of emulating. It's kind of like the to me it'd be similar to like a sensory deprivation tank, right? It skips you to the point of where your mind would get after hours of practicing to let go of these things. Kind of does it for you, puts you already in the state of it, A lot of these things are just shortcuts to that meditation does. It's like people have felt in the 1800s, there were people who meditated and felt like they were in a dance club with lights, with all these people around him, and he just got to be there.
Yeah.
Where that guy felt and go from there. That's amazing to me to think back. Like they would assume, oh, it felt like angels were dancing around me and I saw lights and like to us it would be the exact same feeling of being like in a techno club. Yeah. Or something like.
What are your thoughts on meditation? Do you meditate still?
I don't sleep very well, so I end up laying and clearing my mind and just thinking and imagining and fantasizing and doing what I would be doing in meditation before I go to sleep. And sometimes that can be hours. That's the closest thing. I don't sit up and do it. I'll lay down, but I won't be asleep. I'll be awake still. But it's kind of in between. I'll use that time, the few hours before I get to sleep or something.
Okay.
To do that. But no, I don't. It's just such a Western guy. I'm such a cheater. I don't want to take the time. Like I will always use the shortcuts no matter what they would be.
I'm trying to do about 10 minutes a day of like TM. And that's pretty good. I mean, like, even if I have to split it up a few minutes here, a few minutes there, but I try to, like, make sure that I'm doing that for a minute. It works pretty well. You have your own word, like your own mantra word that you don't tell anybody, and it's supposed to be nonsense, so it doesn't mean anything to you. So you can repeat it without the word itself spawning any other thoughts.
Yeah.
So like it's just some nonsense word. So you just keep repeating that word like an ohm, like it would be its own little mantra, and like you just kind of let thoughts run past you. So like it's not trying to block out thoughts to clear your head, it's letting them get out.
Yeah, not dwelling on thoughts.
Right.
That's what
it's
they
letting
say.
them go. Yeah.
You still have them, but they just flow freely.
And that helps.
I like the actual blocking one too, because that one was one I practiced on a lot and got pretty good at. Was like the absolute white thoughts.
Yeah.
Or like white or black thoughts. Like just clear, empty head for a sec, because it scares the shit out of me. It's like a weird feeling because you're not letting thoughts in. You're not letting you are absolutely putting pause on your mind for a second, and it's kind of fearful because you don't want you're fighting things, and you're not letting yourself even say have the thought, you know, in a weird way.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like your mind goes, what's happening? Like it starts glitching out, kind of, you know,
because you're supposed to. Your brain thinks it's supposed to constantly be churning through shit.
Yeah. It would be like being asleep, not dreaming, but fully awake. So it'd be like lucid dreaming without a dream.
Yeah.
Right?
To a degree.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just a cheater. I was a cheater when I was young. It's like, even when I did meditate, it'd be like, oh, come on.
This is bullshit.
It's like, I could be there in 20 minutes if I just took this.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you just take that.
And you're there.
No, that's... I enjoy a good meditation. I used to... when I really... Well, I do. Like, it's hard to, like, sit down and do it for, like, half an hour to an hour like I used to.
Yeah.
But getting those few minutes in a day is really helpful. I used to, when I was in high school, which is weird because I wasn't there very long. When I was in high school and I'd first met you guys and gotten into psychedelics and that whole side of everything, like the counterculture and getting into all the beat poetry and stuff, read a lot of Herman Hesse and read a lot of Jack Kerouac and Ken Kesey, and a lot of them did meditations.
Yeah.
So during my free period every day at school, I would fucking listen to Sound Tribe and meditate. I thought I was cool as hell. Like, I was the dude that was driving to school on his motorcycle with his guitar on his back. It's so lame. It was so lame.
No, that dude's badass. Like, in high school?
Yeah.
That's like the sweetest. That's the first dude. That's the dude you like give incentive to come to your party.
Selling Adderall and acid.
Yeah. Just
yeah. I was a woke as fuck junior in high school.
But that's the guy you're like, hey, dude, you know, if you have time, we're having a big party. There's going to be a bunch of beer and girls. And he's like, I'll think about it. He's like, oh, he might be coming. It's the dude with the guitar in his back. I bet he knows
It was not like
songs.
that. People thought I was so lame already. It was fine.
Well, maybe that was that guy, and maybe 10 years earlier. So
yeah.
Maybe in the 90s, the guy with the guitar.
Yeah.
And the back, like that.
Because everybody in the mom plays guitar.
Yeah.
Everybody, most.
But well, or
not,
even.
But even then, I wasn't that good then.
Okay, I don't think even most people can really say that they play guitar.
Yeah.
I think they can say that they've played a guitar.
Yeah. I remember this one time. This is pretty embarrassing. I remember one time there was a project we were supposed to do for a class. I think it was history class, and we were supposed to do something for like Scottish history or some shit like that.
Oh, I love it. Did you do a jig?
I did. I wrote a song called Jig. Like I think I had tuned my guitar to like this weird open tuning.
It wasn't the jig that you played later.
No.
Okay.
Maybe that's where it came from. But it was like in an open tuning, and I had written this weird kind of Irish jig kind of thing, and I decided that was going to be the project that I did. And I went in and went in front of the class and pulled a fedora out of my backpack and put a fedora on because I thought it made me look cool. So I was going to play... This.
You pulled it out. You weren't wearing it already.
I wasn't.
It would have been different. You were like, this is just for the performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty bad.
I don't know.
And then I got up and played it, and people were just kind of like, okay.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody else had like written something. And I was like, here is my interpretive song for Scotland.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty cringy. It was pretty
they weren't
bad.
expecting someone to be
No.
playing guitar that
No.
day.
No.
Why do you think I keep it on my back?
but that teacher was cool. Shout out to Mr. Redmond. He was the first person that ever gave me like the acoustic Jerry Garcia show from that prison that he did. So he kicked that down to me.
Did he give you the grade?
Yeah, he was like, "Don't ever do that again." But I'm gonna pass you. I was like, "Got it,
got it. It worked. Just how I planned. No, it didn't, bro." Like, that's pretty funny. I like that you took a written assignment and made it a song, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I didn't give a fuck. I never did homework. I was always cool enough with my teachers that they'd let me slide.
Why would you cool them? Just
like friends. Like, I always tried to build a really good rapport with my teachers because I was not going to do most of the work.
So you wanted them to you got on their good side.
I was intelligent, and I knew that most of the shit that they were giving you throughout the year was like busy work, and I'm not a busy work guy.
On the butt.
Yeah, you look good today. No.
Sit down. Wow.
Told you not to do that anymore.
Still be like a huge compliment.
But oh man, one of my English teachers, I think her name was like Miss Knox. I remember she got fired for fucking some of the kids on the soccer team.
Okay.
Yeah.
She liked them.
She was fucking these like I'm pretty sure that they were like Latino kids on the soccer team. She was the soccer coach.
She's like, look at those little boys run.
But I'm pretty sure the dudes that she was fucking were like 18. But they were still like, we have to let you go. You cannot do this.
He's like, just because 18 is legal doesn't mean it's right. It's like, but what about college? I mean, college, what's their 22? You're their teacher. Is it just frowned upon?
Yeah, it's not cool. It's like, because it's like you have influence over this person.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's perfect. That's what you want. You want influence.
But it's not.
Influence into your
But
pants.
you see what I'm saying? It's like it's the same case of like the 60-year-old guy, the 19-year-old girl. It's like they have wisdom that they don't have yet, and their minds aren't developed fully. Right. That's just a fact.
Really hitting a chord in your toe.
And so I don't know. How is it different if they're their teacher? Just because they have more, because they are a direct role model, as in like close to a family
They have sway
member?
over them. They want the kid in their class.
If it was like her boyfriend,
right?
Because it's more like a family member. Maybe that's why it's creepy. Is because it's like
this person's supposed to be protecting you and teaching you. Yeah.
And it's assumed that what happens is false because the teacher's either tricking them, using their influence to trick them, or the
holding it over their head like,
or
if you want this grade,
gets infatuated. So there's that one too. That's that's the other way around.
But even then, that's still inappropriate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they don't understand. If they were,
it's in a professional setting.
Well, for the younger ones, inappropriate because if they were a little bit older or a little bit more wise, they would see.
Now, if you take somebody's class and you're like slightly attracted to them during the course of the class, like whatever, you never act on it, nothing ever happens.
Well,
and then you're not in the class with that person anymore, and it's like a year later or something. Go for it.
And then you still feel that way about it when they're not. Maybe then you're not. Maybe it's. I don't know.
Maybe it's fine, but even then, wait till you're out of their class.
You
Make sure that
always be second guessing.
That's ABS.
Yeah.
Practice your ABSs.
Yeah.
ABSGs. Always be second guessing. Absga.
Work on your absga. It's like it's almost good.
Work on your abs, G.
Work on your abs.
You can't even let yourself say it. Second guesses.
Oh, see, I did.
Oh, you didn't second guess yourself.
I did second guess myself. That's why I didn't say it. So I was doing the very thing I was supposed to be doing, but it actually prevented me from doing it at all.
Yeah.
I tripled.
Isn't that just an allegory for life?
Possibly.
One of my favorite lines from Hey Arnold that I will always remember for the rest of my life is Try, and try again. And if that third time doesn't work, you just spent a whole lot of time trying to do something you just couldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was Stinky said that. The tall, lanky one from Hey Arnold. I remember him saying that.
A lot of people don't ever realize that they've hit that third time, you know?
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people don't try in the first place, which is real sad. Get out there and give your dreams a shot.
Worse?
Huh?
No, it's way worse to not try.
Oh, yeah. Way, way worse to not try.
Because, I mean, if you tried and failed.
You missed 12 of the shots you never take.
No matter how many you did. Wayne Gretzky.
Martin Luther King Jr. It's Black History Month, Toby. Come correct.
So let's see.
Toby, who's your favorite black person?
Oh man, it's a hard one.
Dude, I've been watching, I follow DaBaby on Instagram, and it's fucking insane. He's fucking hilarious.
I love him.
He's awesome. Like, he just recently put up this video of him and his kid dancing in their house, and he's like got a shopping cart in his house, and he's like pushing his kid dancing in this shopping cart in his house.
Yeah, like he stole a shopping cart or bought a shopping cart.
Yeah, and his kids just got maybe $5,000 in $100 bills, just like making faces at the camera. And this kid's like 2, and the baby's like in his face, and holding him up, and they're both like mean mugging the camera, dancing and shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then when he
where'd you get that shopping cart from?
That's what I wonder. It's like, why is that in your home?
Yeah.
Just for this.
Yeah, he
just
bought it for
dancing.
Yeah. He's like, I've always been a shopping cart dancer. Like, you understand? It's like my accessory. I take it to the club. I'll be on the club, like, taking a bunch of room in my shopping carts. I'll take 2 or 3 sometimes. Again, fill my bins up with shopping carts. I don't know. It makes me wonder. It's like, it'd be funny if he keeps us stocked.
This is it.
Oh yeah, that kid's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude.
The shopping cart, though. Was it outside in the back? It's like
I don't know. It's just like
it's not an old one, but it's not a night. Like it's not like a ballin' one. That where'd he get it?
Yeah, right. And then when he was at what was the award show that just took place? Was it the Grammys?
Dude, for some reason, the most genius thing about it is the shopping cart. And I don't understand.
Yeah. He was
weirdly genius.
I was watching a video of him walking down the red carpet at the Grammys, and he was talking to the camera, and he's like, "Yo, if I don't go home with a Grammy," he's like, "best believe I'm gonna go home with somebody's bitch." And then started just walking around to people, and he was like, "Hey man, come here." And he brought somebody in and gave him dap, and he was like, "Hey, if I don't go home with a Grammy, best believe I'm going home with somebody's bitch." And then he kept saying, and then he's like 2 LA police officers that were on the red carpet. He's like, "Hey, officer, hey, yeah, you too." And he gets both of their attention. He's like, hey, if I don't go home with a Grammy, best believe I'm going home with somebody's bitch.
The same line too.
I just love that he was like, "Hey, officer, let me have your attention." He's like,
damn. Well, he made his way in there. He it's me. Yeah. I'm gonna take somebody's bitch if you don't give me a award.
Yeah, dude, I just thought that was so fucking funny that he just kept anybody he passed, he was dropping that shit too.
I like that. I imagine him dancing in between.
Yeah,
and then hey,
where'd that shopping cart come from?
That should be his thing. Man. Dude, dancing up on the shopping cart. If he's just always got a shopping cart, pulling it out of 2-seaters. You're like, how did he fit that in there?
Yeah. He has another car that brings his shopping cart. The cart car.
His woman, he's got a bow on it.
Yeah.
With a dress. Damn.
So
then he'd look insane if he was putting dresses on. Not that far.
No.
The shopping cart. But it's empty because he's about to go shopping.
Yeah.
He's about to pick up business.
Put shit in it. Yeah. Why is it empty? Because he ain't put shit in it yet.
Yeah. He's here to go shopping.
Yeah.
This is his grocery store, man.
Oh, man.
That's I like the whole like psychology of it. If he's like going to pick up bitches and
Yeah.
yo, where's the chocolate flavor ones?
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I just thought that was fucking hilarious. The shit with the shopping cart. I lost my shit.
Yeah, I like that. Grammys are kind of bullshit too. We didn't do a Grammy episode because I didn't watch them.
No, I
just
don't
heard
give
all
a-
the aftermath. About
We ain't there
everything.
yet, so I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I feel like it's smart to watch them just to kind of see their game, to see who's making a lot, who's working the best, what they sound like, and kind of study them.
Then
and
why
study
didn't you
their
watch it?
performances and stuff like that. I think I just didn't know it was going on in time, or like forgot the day or something. And honestly, it was just a thing of not caring enough, and I should have. But I understand how it's like, even though you hate it, it's still something that is worth analyzing.
Just like fucking social media.
I love burping mid word.
Yeah.
It's so not class,
Mm.
but I really like it.
But it really it's a really good juxtaposition. So
It's an iceberg. I want to
especially-
use it as an iceberg. Hello.
What's up, I'm Toby.
Yeah, like
Did you even finish the word? B. Oh, okay.
your name's Toe, like Toe, like Big Toe. They call me Big Toe.
Big toe.
That's one no one's ever called me. Big toe,
Toe.
or Pinky Toe.
Yeah. That now drop Cushing. Go with pinky toe.
Oh, dude, what was the one I thought of yesterday? I got one I added to it. It was Lil Viking,
Okay.
because I look like a Lil Viking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not 7 foot tall, but I got the beard and the long hair.
Right.
And I was making that song about Valhalla
Yeah.
yesterday.
I'm a little
But that's a new
little Viking. Little
that's-
Viking.
Yeah, that's a new little AKA.
With my boy
I
Little
forget what they're called.
Viking.
Surnames?
Uh,
Not surnames, but
Aliases.
yeah. But I like that. Gorilla Monsoon, Lil Viking. Lil Viking's not a bad rap name.
No.
It's not bad. But what happens when you have so many AKAs and people still, it's like
Well, you can't be like you can't just like sequester
taking a bunch of
so many names. Like, you got
but
so
Lil
many
Wayne
names,
has
bro.
So many,
Yeah.
You
And
got
so
Lil
does
Wayne,
Kanye.
Wheezy, Lil Tunechi, like he's just Lil Tune. He's just got an unlimited amount. Wheezy F Baby is one of his names. It's like, but they're all related. Is the
Yeah.
thing though? They all kind of, not all of them, but I don't know. Maybe that's the way to get away with it. But yeah, what do you do if you have like 30 aliases and someone's like, dude, you can't be stealing all these rap names?
These are all great names, man.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
can't-
let people have these.
And can you copyright them? So if somebody takes one of your AKAs, do you just drop it? You're like, well, that ain't mine anymore. They made it worth more to them, so it's like, or do you like go to court and be like, this is the first time I use this alias. I do not think they should be allowed to use this AKA in future songs. AKA court. I thought about I thought the other day about a cute name for a little girl would be AKA. Don't you think?
AKA.
No, AK.
Okay, AKA. Yeah.
I think it's a really cute. Well, of course, it gets sent for Allison. No, it wouldn't be this, but Allison Kimberly, whatever.
Yeah.
But you call her AK.
Yeah.
That'd be like real cute. She wouldn't get it until she was older,
And
and
the-
it's cute, girl.
And by that point, you can hand her an AK.
Yeah, it's like
Im-
this is what you.
Yeah. This is
AK
you.
me AK.
Yeah. This is your AK.
Nobody steal that. Nobody name your daughter AK.
Don't be doing that. He'll have to come at you in fucking moniker court.
Come at you, hold my daughter sideways, and go pop, pop, pop.
So who's playing in the fucking Super Bowl today?
We got the Kansas City Chiefs
Okay.
and the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, who you going for?
Dude, I've been a 49ers fan. Like, I have 3 or 4. I'm not like a loyal, where I'm born kind of person. I have like 4 teams I root for.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys. And the 49ers on my list just because I started liking the Giants, honestly, because of the Dead, where like they did some promotional stuff with them, played a game, shit like that. And so I started watching Giants games. I thought they were sweet. And I just some California teams, San Francisco, kind of stayed in mind. It's very progressive, and so I'm kind of just with the 49ers on that.
Okay.
But
so what do you?
Also,
what do you?
I actually went to school, and my best tackle ever was to someone that now plays on the 49ers.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know. I haven't looked up the roster. He may not be there this year. He was there last year. I don't think he was first string. I forget his last name. It was Jaquez Smith, I think. I think it was his last name.
Okay.
But my best memorable tackle in football was against him because he was tall as fuck. He had long ass legs, and it was a return punt that he caught, a punt return, and I got him at the legs and did a backwards and turned him and put my back on top of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And did one of those. And it was just incredible. Everybody was screaming and shit. It was like, I didn't do stuff like that very often because I was lazy as fuck. In football, like, I was just always,
But how do you feel knowing that he's now?
Oh, well, he went to UT.
Okay.
And was on the Volunteers, Tennessee Volunteers for a while. And then he got drafted for the 49ers. I'm not sure if he was ever a big draft pick, or I'm not sure if he was even like first string for them. But I know he was on the team last year, so I'm gonna have to check if he's there. Dude, that'd be sweet if he was playing out there, because I used to get high as fuck with that dude, and like always go to house parties. Just a lot of drugs.
But he's like making NFL money.
Yeah.
So
how
does that make you feel?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't feel weird. I wasn't ever gonna be football star.
No, I'm just saying.
The money doesn't offend me. If someone does something better that I'm trying to do,
right,
but I don't think they deserve it. That would be the time that upset me. Like, he was way better at football than me, and I was not really trying at football. So I'm proud as fuck to even know someone.
Okay,
that's how I feel about that. If he was some dude that was shitty at guitar and he was playing like music professionally, I might be like, fuck that. That dude sucked back then. But that's funny. I need to check if he's even on that team this year.
So what is your favorite part about the Super Bowl? Because I'm not gonna watch it. I mean, I'm not a football guy.
Y'all come over, eat some food, chill.
You got food? What kind of food you gotta have?
Some snacks.
Okay.
But
I don't know. I'm probably gonna be playing on my amp. Probably gonna be practicing.
What do you mean? I like the big hits.
Okay.
So
you actually sit and watch the game. Like, you're invested in the game.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Okay.
It's exciting to watch. Like, you want to see people getting fucked up. You want to see crazy.
So you would watch NASCAR to watch the wrecks. You're that guy.
It's so boring. NASCAR I never liked. It's just so long.
Turn that shit left.
But, it's fun to see crazy. It's also fun to see, like, cool plays pulled off that shouldn't have, interceptions, exciting touchdowns, and comebacks.
Yeah.
That don't normally happen. There's just a lot of excitement in it. And then, of course, we get people getting fucked up. It's half and half. It's like, you want to see the cool plays that, like, oh, shit, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Just that whole thing, everything about it was fucking impressive. And then there's just exciting that they're getting hurt. And then there's... in the Super Bowl, there's also like funny commercials and a halftime show.
See, now that's really why I would always watch it, was for the commercials and the halftime show.
Yeah.
Because everybody like pulls out the stops on like putting shit out for new movies, and the car commercials and beer commercials are usually like top notch.
Yeah, and then they have a halftime show this year. We got J-Lo and Shakira.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pitbull was there. I don't know if that was true or not. It'd be very Latin themed.
It would seem so.
It'd be like electronic. I'm not a huge fan of Pitbull. I mean, J-Lo and Shakira.
Hell yeah,
and dance.
Yeah.
I mean, but Pitbull, I've just never really loved his style. I'm sure he's a great producer, but like as a artist and performer, it seems really kind of very monotonous. And just almost too consistent of a sound for me. It's like I could take one
that
of those
reggaeton.
Songs, well, if he'd mix it up at least in like the stylings or the melodies, or like mix it up enough to sound like just a little more intricate or just different. If it's
Yeah.
not, he's just pumping out Latin hits. He's pumping out the shit for some Latin clubs. Boom, 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 kaboom, kaboom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
So
But I mean, he's a hit maker. You can't deny people that fucking make it in this world. Like, even if you don't like their shit, you have to respect their status. Just because, in the end, if you knew how to do that, I think you probably would, just because of the amount of money. And so
Right.
it's hard to hate, even if you don't like it, because truly, if you had the opportunity, if they were like, dude, call yourself Pitbull, play Latin beats, sound like this, and I guarantee you're
yeah.
in this position, I'd probably be like, damn, I didn't want to do that. But okay,
Fine.
or at least to try.
Well, he's got the entire state of Florida behind him.
He is. Yeah, he should be president of
Florida.
Pitbull.
Yeah. Pitbull for
like-
president
He just
of
stays
Florida.
in Miami.
Yeah.
He doesn't go anywhere.
So, but I mean, I really don't care about football. I really don't care about the Super Bowl, really.
Yeah.
I never really have. Even when I played football, I didn't give a shit about it. I don't like competition, really. I like some forms of competition, I guess. Healthy competition, but not
Yeah.
like...
What do you mean? What's healthy competition?
And even
to
then,
you?
like, the physicality of it didn't really bother me because I ended up doing martial arts and stuff. But see, I would rather have just gone to the fighting instead of, like, this weird kind of cover-up for fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Well, it's
football
about-
is masked
it's like
violence.
war, right?
It's masked violence.
there-
It's
there's like,
violence masked as a game.
There's a general that makes a plan of attack and how to get through the other
Mhm.
side's defenses to get to
Yeah.
their most valuable person. It's just like, it's tactics like war. So it is like a war board game.
Yeah.
It's like Risk using, like the British thing. They line up. It's gentlemanly.
Mm-hmm.
And they're led by a person that understands the tactics and how to move closer to their base.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. It's like how they would train you for war, right? They put you in scenarios to like work towards a base to get there by a certain time, and award you points to get through a training. It's kind of like that. It's like war training.
Yeah.
I like the war board game, dude. 'Cause it's like a war game. I didn't really see how close it was until we talked about it today. It's like a VR, a virtual war.
I guess, but even then, see, like, I would rather just go straight to the, like, hand-on-hand combat, hand-to-hand.
Well, you don't like MMA, though. Is it because... So if they didn't have boxing in it, would you think you would like it? It was all martial arts, but not boxing. Would you like it better then, or...
No.
Did you ever like boxing?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. What if it was just jiu-jitsu? Would you like it?
No, I don't like the
Okay.
idea of, like, I don't like the gladiator mentality behind it.
Yeah.
Like, those motherfuckers are badass. Like, there's no denying that. Like, those motherfuckers are warriors.
I get what you're saying. That's not what those arts are for.
Right.
But they're not using them they're in training. They're trying to be the best of the people that are training for those scenarios.
No, I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're again, it's a scenario. They're putting themselves in the mindset of being in that scenario to be well trained for it. So it's like all of that's kind of put aside, like a teacher fighting a teacher trying to be the best. It's kind of how it is. Them knowing that they're only supposed to use this in dire moments are also accepting a challenge to be the better man. You see, so they're fully aware that this is not supposed to be used on a day-to-day basis, but they're in a tournament. So it'd be like a bunch of masters of these things in a big tournament to see who's the best. Right.
But some of these guys do use it outside of it. Some of these
some of them
guys are very violent
Get
and
so hormoned up and they go
Yeah.
to bars and beat the shit out of people. But that's not the common thing. Like some of the most famous ones are.
But again, it's
really
like
good
it's
people.
not that I don't understand it. I do get it. I just I don't like the aspect of us putting so much money into it. I mean, it's great that these guys get to earn a living,
They
but
don't make near
like,
as much as the football guys.
But even then, like, I mean, I'm. What did these guys like? Now I'm asking myself, like, what did these guys have before MMA? Like, what would these athletes have done for a living if that wasn't a viable option?
They'd probably be boxing or any violent sport.
I'm talking about these guys that are
they'd probably be boxers,
but they're barbaric warriors.
Yeah,
they are barbaric
warriors. If they
like
couldn't be in boxing, they'd be in football. If they couldn't be in football, they'd be in basketball. It's like, right? They would find somewhere
an outlet for it.
Yeah, but they would have always been athletic. They're physically driven.
But those people are violent. There's a difference between being an athlete and being a warrior.
I don't think they're being violent. I think they're trying to be the best. And that's how to be the best in that scenario. I think it's more about the passion that they have. If they were in basketball, they wouldn't be violent. They'd just be the best at basketball. They would try to get their shot. They would shoot
so
like
you
they
think
hit. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
They're hitting.
I see where you're coming from.
That I don't think they're actually naturally
just
violent.
From the mentality of a perfectionist.
Yeah. And it just happens to be they're in a violent sport. They may be a doctor later, and they're going to be so fucking obsessed with being a doctor. Like, you know?
I get that. But now, see, I don't know if that is the norm.
It's a psycho determination that these guys have. You know?
Right.
It's crazy how much they want this or anything in a way. Like,
right.
It's to the point to where it's probably unhealthy. And for a mind to desire something so bad, to be able to put your body through those things, like the average minded person would only lash out like that in moments of defending or and to not only learn to master this art, to push yourself to the points of losing your life and your mind.
Right. Well, what do you think happens to these dudes? Like after such a long time of just like getting the shit beat out of and beating the shit out of each other.
Brendan Schaub, he turned out okay
because he got out.
He's a little slow.
Yeah, I mean,
he talks about that. He's not slow. He's smart. He's just he's been hitting the head a lot, and so it like takes his mind a second, or he'll think words are different and little things like that. That you can't really blame. We have the same thing from drug use, probably.
Yep. Right. So, but in worse cases, like I know he's an example, but he's somebody who got out at a young age. Like he's retired, right?
Oh yeah,
because he's just doing podcasts and commentaries and comedy now.
Yeah. I think so.
But like these guys that are still out there fighting, like what's it going to be like when they retire? They're dealing with, I would say, even more trauma than a football player.
Oh yeah, they get their nose broken often.
Yeah, their noses break often. They get like split eyes. They fucking like muscles can rip and tear, and that's like the muscle shit happens out of the ring. Like they can do that while they're fucking working out to fight. Yeah. Like you can ruin your life working out. To do this sport.
You have to be crazy.
I understand that. So that's why I argue that these guys wouldn't be in football, or these guys wouldn't be like they are a different type of person.
Have MMA, they'd just be in bars all the time.
It could be they'd
be fighting either way. Is what you're saying?
I think they're fighters. I don't think that they're athletes. I think that they're fighters. I think that they're warriors in like the most ancient sense of like they have that drive to fuck people up. Like some people have that built into them.
No, I think it's like when you get a little kids hit you and smack you all the time without teaching, and then you teach them how to hit, and then you put boxing gloves on them, and they hit a couple times, and they get hit in the face. They love the adrenaline they get to it. They're adrenaline junkies from that probably, but that grows into a bigger need, just like a drug. Of like you need more of it and you need to go further this time.
But see, that would also be a reason that I don't think that they would be in basketball or football.
But because again, same person, what if they weren't? So I can see how it could start from a kid, but that same kid, if he never got the opportunity to enjoy adrenaline like that, he still would have been athletic and gone somewhere else. I was I'm kind of jumping back further than you were talking. Like I'm saying that same person that had that drive and athletic ability could have used that in anywhere. At some point, they got led into, it's weird, but got led into an addiction to adrenaline.
Yeah.
Through these more contact
But there are some of
sports.
these guys, they grew up in bad neighborhoods or had like shitty older siblings that would beat up on them and beat the shit out of them.
And
So
so they
from a
went and
young age, they
trained.
were like
Oh,
they were
yeah.
like fighting. I fight. Like,
That's a different. Okay, that would be a different side of just like a person that fought and then got good at it.
bro,
versus,
I feel like it's very rare that MMA fighters have come from good childhoods.
yeah, because they beat people's faces in on the regular. You know.
Yeah, so again, that's why I don't think that they're coming from a good high school where they played football and got a scholarship and
Yeah,
You
they
know?
were into pills, fucking biker chicks, beating dudes up in bars.
yeah. 14-year-old
Sounds sweet
MMA
life.
fighter.
14? Damn. It's like 14, first time we got a biker chick pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so I think that, and that's why, so I think our MMA fighters should fight our wars for us. Get rid of the guns, get rid of the
They'd be like,
drones, get rid of the bombs.
They
No,
drop their guns
you
and just-
settle it in the octagon.
Oh, okay. So like I was saying about football or something, doing it like that, just, but how do you do?
And it's
so
just
for
like
one
Asian
country,
businessmen on the side
So
just
the-
shaking money in the air.
the best person from their team, best person from our team, then that one match is it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever died, and we only killed one person.
You don't, no, it's done like a regular match.
Sometimes people die. I mean, shit.
It's rare.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, if one person dies,
Toby's like, just please give me
Kill
death.
someone.
Yeah, just please give me that.
no, again, you're not compromising. I'm compromising so much coming from war. So you've got to fight the side of no war by compromising with some death. Somebody's got to die, or so they're not.
Well,
gonna be
people
happy.
die all the time, every day.
So I went down to like 25 people die in the football.
But there's still going to be
scenario.
internal crime,
And
Toby.
this way, one person dies instead of thousands, and you're not willing to agree to
No.
one death. Then
No.
it's gonna be thousands. Like, you understand? If there's no death, there's way more.
Listen, there's
You either give it up,
shut up.
or
There's
you
gonna
get
be
it taken from you.
there's gonna be there's still gonna be localized crime. So like if you're about to war with another country, that doesn't mean
I'm gonna war on you, bro.
if you're about to war with another country and you're gonna go into that octagon and your fighters are gonna go against each other, that doesn't change the infrastructure of your own country. So that means that there's still gonna be like shootings. That means there's
Within your own country.
within your own
Those are
country. So
normal.
you're still getting your death, Toby. You're still
No.
getting all the death you want.
Not against the other. You want to kill the other country. You want to kill the enemy.
You want to subdue them and let them live with the shame.
That sounds way better.
You think living with the shame
You think living,
and regret?
You think being dead is
You would
better
have
than
rather
living-
have been dead.
Are you a samurai?
Yes.
You can't live. You'd rather die than live with shame. Everyone lives with shame. I live with shame every day.
Would you rather be dead?
I'd rather live with shame probably, than die. I'm not a samurai, dude. I'm not gonna. If I dishonor, I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm gonna get over it.
You're such a
and go on
Westerner.
vacation.
You're such a Westerner, bro.
Just get over it. Man.
I'm an American. I bottle my shame up to swallow it down every day like a pill, like every man.
Don't get all hyphy and grab a knife. Shit.
Get hyphy, grab your knifey. Okay, so would you agree with the purge?
Well, you're not really compromising with me. Is my
Fine, you can
Well,
kill one of the guys. You can unnecessarily kill one of the guys.
You had to say unnecessarily.
I
say
did.
necessarily kill one of the guys, and I'll secede. Say, for the better of man, kill that person.
For the better of all humankind.
Murder.
Yeah.
You won't even say it.
Nope.
But so I'm not seceding. So now I'm going back to like. So if you don't agree to this, then we're coming at you full throttle. You know.
But why does it have to be why in your mind does someone have to die? Why in your head is it that if one person dies, it's either one person or all of them?
It's not just one, but it's some number. There's an agreed upon.
If we are
middle.
settling our differences in the octagon.
We're speaking to the UN.
See my red lighter.
And I'm voting war, and you're voting no war.
That's
And
not what it is.
That's what we're arguing right now to the courts. And he's trying to get us. They are trying to get us. I'm so sexist. They're trying to get us to meet in the middle.
You could have kept talking.
I was thinking
You were like,
really hard.
You were like watching me like.
I was thinking about rigmarole. It's like, that was weird. I've just always added extra letters like that.
We had another viewer, and then you'd stop talking, and they left.
They're like, really? The show texting with Davvy and Toby?
Oh my god.
Oh man, when you do it, I should do it
god.
too. We should both just get on our phones.
Oh
at the same time.
no. But hey, I'm. You say I'm proposing
I was thinking-
no war.
I thought
What
I was
I'm
thinking
doing?
out loud. Honestly, I didn't notice I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking very in depth, and it sounded like I was talking.
Welcome to We're Psychopaths with Toby and
What if
Davvy.
we've never talked on this show? We
It's-
watch them, and
it's
they're
just-
just us
it's-
being
it's,
sad. Every once in a while, I'm sorry. Yeah. Holy shit! But when we watch them, we hear it because we know what we were thinking, and like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Same thing
Isn't
when
that
Ben
the
was here
scary?
last week. We just go into a trance and
Pull an extra person in our mind.
Yeah.
But again, if we were that crazy when we watched it, there would be no evidence. We would see what we saw in our mind then.
Right.
Right. So.
Right.
How would we truly? How do you truly find if you're insane? If you're not clinically or like enough to get like in my head I was like thrown in a van, shit over your head. Like they don't do it like that. But so if you were put in the to a mental institution by the mob, thrown to a van,
Okay.
bag over your head.
I'm in.
So if you're not that far, what is a good? What do you think would be the test that you're not in an insane simulation? Not the simulation theory of that we're all in a simulation, but that you're in a simulation because you're crazy.
Oh, because what I see isn't real? Like what would
You're
let me
making
know?
Yeah,
What
what would be a test you could do? We should tell people it's the PSA psycho test.
Jump out a window. If you can fly, you're crazy.
Man, again, kids start from the ground. That should be one of the first things. I remember that was the thing in you when they dosed, and he told them like 3 things, and one was like, if you're gonna try any crazy experiments, do it from the ground.
Yeah.
And like,
I think that's Bill Hicks. I think they were talking about the guy on LSD.
And like they're an idiot.
Yeah.
Because if you could fly, you could do it from the
ground.
fucking ground. And you could do it you could do it in your apartment,
Yeah,
out the window. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to
you're
try in
you're-
midair.
Yeah, because if you can
Even
fly,
if
you
you
can
can
fly in your 3rd-story apartment, and then you can be like, I'm taking this puppy out for a spin.
Again, what's the mindset of like, if you could fly, then why not practice it like
Right.
a bird does?
So
or do they go mindset of like, I can't do it unless I'm under pressure and I have to, like a bird when they get pushed out.
I have to spread my wings and fly.
Is that the mindset? I can't do it in here because I don't have the pressure to. I don't have to right now.
Oh, the wind
So I
resistance
have
isn't
to.
right.
Now I understand why people try to jump and fly.
Well, Toby,
Now I get it because
I've
you
got
maybe
some
you
doses.
can't. What if you can't do it from the ground? What if you have to force yourself to be able to fly to fly?
Nah, I think you could do it from the ground if you could.
But wouldn't you have to practice? But see, again, the bird thing, they don't take them down.
You
and
don't
let
have
them fly.
wings, so it would be some sort of
So you say.
no. It would what it would end up being if human beings could fly. It would be a form of telekinesis. It would be a form of being able to either manipulate the air
energy.
particles around you, or being able to just move your body with your mind through space time, which would look like flying.
Who started that? Who's the first person on acid to be like? Were they kind of getting out of themselves and feeling like physics didn't apply to them or something?
It could be something like that, but a lot of that stuff is made up, or like people didn't know what they were doing, because when people were just
lot of it's
when the
made up.
government was just dosing people, those people would fuck up, and
they would probably it would drive them to a point of insanity
because they don't know what's happening to them. They don't know what it is. They just know that their reality got super fucking weird for like 18 hours.
You still don't know what happened. We still truly don't know what it is or what happens to you. But it never drove us to a form of insanity that made us not function in society.
Yeah, the worst thing I ever did was cut off some of the. Remember when I buzzed the back of my head? I was growing my hair out at the time, and I couldn't get all of it up in a ponytail, so I was like, "Fuck this!" And then I buzzed the back.
I've broken a lot of phones. I've given up. I've burned a lot of bridges. A lot of there's definitely some things that.
Right, but those are liberating things. Like you're not trying to cause yourself
leave.
bodily harm.
Yeah, I've had very crazy irrational thoughts, but they've always been to like run or do something crazy.
Yeah,
but never. I don't know, never to the point of, like...
The perspective trick is kind of killing me right now. You look like a small person.
Oh, your knee is huge.
Yeah, look at how big I am comparatively.
It's like, dude, his foot is 4 times my head.
High five.
We actually... Oh, yeah. I gotta get way back.
That's funny. My little Toby.
Dude, what if you could have a little pocket me, bro?
Oh, I'd hate it.
You wouldn't carry it on your
You always be trying to fucking argue with me.
It's so drunk all the time.
Yeah, little Toby's
breaking
just
its
all
own leg
in.
all the time.
What happened to little Toby? Broke my leg again. Why did you break your leg again?
Shut up. Man, he's mad all the
Give
time.
me another. He only drinks the little airport bottles of booze.
Jumps in.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of microscope.
Yeah. That's too small. That's too small. He's got to be about...
He's as big as the bottle.
Yeah.
So it's like a big ass drink. Yeah. Okay. It's like those liquor bottles they put up on the table.
Up. Yeah.
Still need a few. But cheaper to feed. That's like that downsizing idea, right?
Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
I did never watch it. Never did watch it. I did never watch it. I heard it was bad.
It was troubling at times. It went through some,
like when he
sniffles.
got shrunk down and his wife was like, "Fuck you."
No, it's about this Vietnamese girl. They're like, she only has one leg, as I remember. And it was just really sad. There's a part inside the downsizing thing that couldn't afford to live there, and there's like this huge, crazy poverty area. It's just really sad.
So were they like immigrants into being downsized?
It was either like part of they lived outside of the nice neighborhood they showed you. Yeah. And it was like either they were the test ones or couldn't afford it. Something. It's been so long since I've seen it. But they got forced out to live in these like, imagine bad conditions on Earth. Like they can do whatever they want to them, and they were just struggling to survive.
Oh God!
And it was just really bad.
You're like, I thought that was Matt Damon comedy.
Yeah.
But it was funny for like the first half, but now I just kind of want to die. Oh.
We saw what was it the other day? We saw her in something. I forget.
Saw who in something?
The Vietnamese. She has a really specific accent she does.
Okay.
And then it's like a Vietnamese, almost with a really country southern thing. So it's like heavy accent.
Okay.
Like digs in some weird ways, and it's just a very odd. I think it's her accent mixed with her doing the accent a little bit, but it has a little. It's a southern. It was in Forever, the Amazon show. It's Fred Armisen and damn, what's her name? I love her. She's from SNL.
Yeah. Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph.
Okay. It's like it's kind of about when they die, and it's like they died and they were like stuck on Earth. There's like only two. They're just ghosts kind of left on Earth, and there's like 2 places the ghost could go. And there was an episode with her as a real estate agent. That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's got a really. It's very interesting. But I think you should watch the second half of Downsizing. or maybe just the first half, and it is just a light.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just turn it off halfway through.
Okay, I'll probably do that then. So Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, we put that in here.
We lost Kobe, or he was taken from us. We don't know.
I thought you put it in
We
the
can
title.
only speculate.
What? That he's dead?
No, what actually happened?
Oh yeah.
Like, do you know what they're saying? Do you know
The
that
fog over Calabasas.
fog?
The fog. It said it was so foggy, and they supposedly couldn't see, and either lost control, but they hit a mountain, is what's being said. So they either lost control or just didn't see the mountain. And he went. You know, he would go back and forth. It was so sad watching the things with him like months before the interviews. He was explaining why he had the helicopters because he lived. I think he lived in Calabasas, but had to go to L.A. and or other cities. I don't remember who he even.
And it would just take him too long to get there by car.
Yeah, and so he could get. I think he could get to L.A. in 15 minutes with the helicopter, and so he'd drive his kids to work, get to spend a little time with them, do his 15-minute thing instead of a 4-hour drive. You know. Yeah. Kind of thing in traffic and all that shit, and get in, do his practice, his work, his promos, all that shit, and try to get done before his kids got out, helicopter back and pick him up.
Yeah.
And like he was like, that was like the best parts of my day. That's why I got this helicopter, so I could make it back to drop him off and pick him up, because I don't get to spend much time with him. And it's like just hearing him say all that shit and saying, you know, again, it's a rich ass dude talking about
having a helicopter,
a reason to have a helicopter.
Yeah,
but I will say that it's like he just seemed to really try to be there for him, watch him grow up, you know.
Right, but again, like
it's late. You could easily, I don't know.
But wasn't he was like they were going to his daughter's basketball game, right? That's what they were flying to. I feel like I heard that.
It was her. It was a game of her. I think
they
so,
were. Yeah, they were flying to one of his daughter's basketball games, and like, why would you not check if there was fog? Why would?
Well, they got special clearance because a lot of people weren't allowed to fly that day, and so that was kind of the first thing that you see.
That's a red flag.
Wrong. Yeah,
that's a red flag for sure.
But they were allowed special clearance under certain conditions, going to a specific place and staying a certain height. And I guess I don't know exactly what went wrong while they hit, but they just couldn't see, and I don't think there was a moment of losing control. Though I think they just didn't see the mountain, which sounds like weird. Sounds like a movie thing.
Well, even then, it's like, you know, there are a lot of rumors going around.
Of course,
anytime someone dies.
I love conspiracy theories, but isn't it kind of fucked up that the first thing people do is be like, they're still alive, living in a bunker somewhere?
No,
like,
I don't think it's that.
You know
I think
I mean?
people are more questioning like the nature under which the crash happened. Like if there was a reason that someone would want to like make him crash.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or if there was like, you know, maybe some sort of hit out on him, or he had kind of rubbed some people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, I saw this one.
I forget who else was on there. There was another pro athlete on there. There was an agent on there. Forget. There's 9 people.
Yeah, it was like him, his daughter. Let's see here.
I don't know what to think about the whole situation. What were you saying were the claims?
So there's one weird thing. There's a cartoon from 2017, and it's really shittily drawn. I don't know what it's from, but it's a cartoon of a helicopter coming in and crashing, and it's Kobe Bryant in the helicopter. And these 2 other dudes roll up to the helicopter crash, and Kobe's leaning out of it with his 2 trophies. And the dudes are like, "Hand me the trophies, and I'll get you out. Hand me the trophies, and we'll be able to get you out." And Kobe says, "Pass." And then that's the end of the cartoon. But
no, that seems like because they knew he bought that helicopter, and that seems like a reasonable coincidence to me.
Okay. Also, he was in a legal dispute with the pharmaceutical industry over Black Mamba.
Yeah.
since that's his name, I guess, one of his nicknames.
But how could you sue for the name of a snake? What were they naming it? They weren't using him for branding or anything, right? Like, it just was a name. It just happened to be the same name.
I'm about to look it up.
What's the pill? What was the pill like?
Let's see here.
Was it an anti-venom? That would make most sense.
Kobe Bryant trying to settle Black Mamba battle with pharma company. And this was on January 6th. Kobe Bryant is trying to hash out a settlement in the battle with a pharma company over Black Mamba before heading to trial. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, Kobe is informing the court he is attempting to work out a deal with the pharma company High Tech Pharmaceuticals over his famous nickname. The document reads, "The parties are actively engaged in negotiations for the settlement of this matter. Kobe Incorporated requests that this proceeding be suspended for 30 days to allow the parties to continue their settlement efforts." Back in December, the NBA legend suffered a huge setback in the battle over Black Mamba. The United States Patent and Trademark Office denied Bryant's attempt to wrap up the battle. Bryant has been fighting the pharmaceutical company High Tech Pharmaceuticals for years. High Tech has been attempting to trademark Black Mamba Hyper Rush. Black Mamba Hyper Rush. Bryant is fighting them being able to trademark it, accusing them of ripping off his famous nickname. The United States Patent and Trademark Office shut down Kobe's motion for summary judgment, asking for them to void High Tech's trademark applications.
Now, I could understand if Hyper Rush was something that was supposed to give you more energy, make you run faster.
Yeah.
And they named it Black Mamba, they would totally be subtly trying to say you could be like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Without paying him anything.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that, depending on what the pill is for, right?
Right. And the pharmaceutical industry has a bunch of money in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of sway. And if you're of a certain school of thought, some people think that they have people killed. Which, you know, maybe they are the reason that, like, a lot of holistic doctors are shot execution style. You never know. Because that's a thing that happens. No, that's a thing that happens. Like, they'll find holistic doctors with bullet wounds in the back of their head, like, dumped in rivers.
Oh, in the back of their head, yeah.
Execution style is like on your knees, back of the head.
I think I'd fight and make them kill me while I was fighting. I think I'd try to make them put a bullet in the front of me.
Yeah.
You know?
But, and then there's also...
die with honor, right? If you're gonna...
Yeah.
That's when I come into honor. If I'm gonna die anyway, I'll die with honor. If I got time to live, I'll forget. I'll move on.
Yeah. What do you think about what Ari Shaffir said about Kobe?
Oh, yeah.
He really, really took it to him.
Was that just right away?
It was pretty quick.
Hours after?
It was pretty quick. I know that, first off, like, Ari is a shock comic. That's what he likes to do. He likes to shock
just
and appall people.
Dick.
Yeah, he is kind of a dick because he thinks it's funny and it's his career. But, you know, also he's bringing up the fact that there were some settlements about 20 years ago of Kobe like being involved with underage women and possibly some rape cases that were all settled out of court. You know, then that leads to the conspiracy theorists that think that there are there are ties to like pedophilia rings and things like that. You know, because all that stuff kind of like ties in together.
No, I really see what I remember from those.
I said to those people.
Yeah,
to those people, all that stuff ties in.
What I remember from it were cases of. I remember a case of there being someone that had a fake ID, that lied about their age. There was a case of someone that was over 18, but the family forbade them to do this, and so he, you know, I think he like met them outside where the family wasn't there or something, you know. But I think they were still 18. That person, the other one with the fake ID was supposedly underage.
Okay,
but he didn't know. And there was just a few cases of him just sleeping with really young girls, and wasn't he married at the time? There's also like his wife trying to get him publicly shamed and fired, You know, a lot of people believe that those came from his wife finding out he was cheating on her. You know, so there's a lot of different ways to look at it, and it's just like the thing of like, who's a good person, who's a good president. You'll never fucking know. Like even in 10 years, when you think you found out some shit, you'll never truly know. And that's the scary thing about it.
Until we're told that aliens exist, just trust that nothing you're told is correct.
And the day that they tell us aliens exist, imagine what they found out.
Yeah.
That's the day they go, oh shit, we got to at least tell them about the aliens now.
The comet,
like, this is the least of our worries.
The comet is going to hit in 10 minutes.
Yeah. See, there's the moment that they release any information is for distraction. They save, and that's why they do it more than anything, I think.
So what do you think so if they killed Kobe for a distraction, what are they distracting us from with the death of Kobe?
Oh, there's probably small things like that. I don't know if
they definitely took advantage of it. You know what I mean? They definitely did some shit while everybody was covering Kobe's death.
I do think that because all the media is going Kobe.
Yeah,
they don't have time for like, and Law 118 / thing got, you know, it's for some contracting thing. It's hard to describe. Yeah, moving on.
Like whatever it does, it means we get to kill gay people.
Yeah, but like they passed little bills that help. I think that's the small. Like if it was a Kobe death, they probably like made some company a ton of money that paid for somebody's super PAC to try to get them elected in some smaller, you know, like it's all. I think it's just paying off, and it's about money, right? It's like, it's not. You can't really say it's even about power because money is power in this economy. In this economy, that's my that's like my stand-up comedian. In this economy,
not in this economy.
Yeah, there you go. My tagline.
They asked me if I wanted to supersize my fries, and I said, "Not in this economy."
You got 35 cents I could borrow? Oh no.
But do you think it was just a freak accident, or do you think that there's something more to it? Because either way, like again, I know we were talking about it.
Don't crash that often.
They don't.
I feel like
especially
way less than planes because you can kind of stop them.
And how likely is it that is he a billionaire? Is he a multi-million? I know he's a multi-millionaire, but like how often?
I mean, this is a tacky thing to look up.
And how often do they die in helicopter crashes? You know what I mean? So it's slightly suspicious. You can take.
What do you mean? How like? Because their odds are better because they have better model of a helicopter and have a better driver, a better pilot.
Well, I mean, driver. Like if you think was Kobe flying?
No,
he wasn't flying it. He had a well, because he knows how to fly him, or he knew how to fly him.
$600 million.
Okay, so he's worth $600 million, and you're
$500 million.
You are responsible for that multimillionaire and his child in this helicopter. You don't think that helicopter pilot's doing everything he can to make sure that they're not going to hit a mountain?
Yeah. I mean, but see, there is some like technology they use to sense mountain ranges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You think they'd have the best technology. I see how you would say their odds are better than someone who could barely afford a helicopter.
I built this helicopter out of a boat.
Guy, you would think would be more likely to die and more likely to run in a mountain. But they would have technology to, you know, they have laser technology, just like they can stop you from backing up into a car.
Yeah.
So they would have laser technology to sense the mountain through the fog, because I don't think. Oh, well, no, light is affected by fog, so it may fuck up your laser. It may fuck up your shit.
But even then, you got to think that if you're taking
fuck up your shit.
If he's been doing it for that long, going to those places, they're taking the same route, because it is not the first time that they've probably flown to his daughter's basketball game.
Yeah,
it is probably not the first time. So they've probably flown this exact path almost to a T several times before. So like,
this is. They're still exploring, it looks like. They're still trying to figure it out. Several possible causes, including mechanical failure, then not being able to see. And then there's a lot of, it's like undisclosed things, undisclosed. It's flying through clouds and fog. Seconds before it crashed, so they couldn't see well. poor.
Visible poor.
Can't see good. Oh man,
Can't no see
so
good.
it's not clear why the helicopter fell at such a quick rate. So they are suspecting some mechanical failure.
Yeah, because those fuckers hover. Yeah, well,
They lacked a key warning system. It was not outfitted with the system to warn pilots if they are getting close to the ground. But why would that matter?
right.
Oh, wait, is that the same? No, the ground. The mountain's still the ground. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about the laser thing.
Yeah.
They're saying
well,
it didn't have the system to detect.
but even then, can't you fly
Earth.
above the fog? Couldn't you have just been able to fly above the
But
fog?
again, I don't know. Maybe, but again, them being, I'm gonna read about them. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't have terrain awareness. Why did this rich dude not have that in his helicopter, or did it go down?
But why was it? And again, like,
It
why
said
was
his
it?
They had the lack of a warning system. Yeah.
Oh, man, that was just those seemed like really bad circumstances to be flying your helicopter in.
And the helicopter company was not certified to fly in poor visibility. The pilot flying the helicopter did not have the legal authority to navigate with his instruments because the aircraft owner did not have the necessary federal certification, according to 3 sources. So wait, is it... Okay, so is this Kobe's old... He said he bought it in that interview, I thought. I thought he said he bought it. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he bought his own helicopter to fly. This is making it seem like he's renting it from a company that didn't have the helicopter that was certified.
Maybe
for Kobe and all these rich people?
Was his helicopter in the shop?
Yeah.
Did someone cut the brake lines on Kobe's helicopter and he had to take another one and they killed him?
Yeah, see? It could have been someone. Yeah.
We figured it out.
And they let him fly in bad conditions with faulty equipment. I made it seem like there's a possibility.
Oh, shit.
But how? I don't believe that he was. It's hard to believe that he would be in a helicopter that was not airworthy, right?
Right, because you would want to make sure that.
And you would think
fucking...
his would be, but it says that the helicopter company was not certified to fly in poor visibility. Yeah. So wait. That could mean his helicopter's fine, but it wasn't the type that's certified to fly in fog because it doesn't have the most updated laser systems and shit. Right. So I think that's what it's saying. He had an old helicopter. And only the brand new ones can fly in fog legally.
Okay.
Something like that.
But even then, like, he should have just bit the bullet and left earlier.
Like, you know, a Tesla.
And drove.
A Tesla would be allowed to drive in snowstorms or something because it would have the technology beyond the eye.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So, Island Express Helicopters, which own the helicopter, is certification limited to pilots flying under what's known as visual flight rules. Yeah.
Well, fucking A. They took Kobe from us. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if we'll ever really know. But what do you think? Do you think it was an accident?
This is the first time I've even considered it, seeing all this. I mean...
I think they took him out.
It's a 50-year-old pilot, but he was very experienced. 8,200 hours of flight time. And he had 1,200 in the type that he was flying. But again, I think it was just about the conditions. And it does... I hate that it makes a little sense, because if it is a conspiracy thing, they did it well.
Yeah.
Because... you can prove that helicopter's not allowed to fly in those conditions. So if they did have that helicopter, it was his, a little old, shouldn't have been flying. He was like, but I got to get there. Like, there's no other way.
Yeah.
It won't make it.
I'll pay you extra.
We go, yeah. Can you just fly low? Can you do something? You know, and then they took it. And in those cases, it is really plausible.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't have been able to see. But they would make it look like that.
They would.
I like the case of them doing something to his helicopter to make it so they could send some pulse that made all the electronics had to be reset at the factory.
Yeah.
And then they him have to take his in, and then rent out every helicopter in a fucking 500-mile radius.
Or no, they just put him in the shitty one.
But no, make it so he made all these. He made the call to this company. They were the only one that had the rental for this day.
Okay.
And they knew that they didn't have the certification, but they knew Kobe was going to bribe him. And so they set him up to where he made all his own fatal mistakes.
Oh shit, that's a real jigsaw situation, bro. I like it.
Because then
I don't like it. I don't like that somebody died.
No,
I don't like that his kid died. That's fucked up. I don't like that they took his kid.
Up, but here's what I'm saying: it's like that would make sense, and that would be the way to do it. Instead of them being directly related, they hire a bunch of different independent people to hire all these helicopters. Yeah, for like an event or something. I don't know. They could figure out a way to pay off people to where he'd be whittled down to this one company that they knew weren't supposed to fly that day. They could have figured it out and set him up. Yeah. Again, it seems it's much more a slap in the face. Because if they again, the bag over the head, throw you in something and kill you, it's unavoidable. But if you call the place and you bribe them to do something they shouldn't do, and then you decide if you make your own, again, your fatal mistakes and just watching your footsteps as you're dying, you're looking back to I can't blame anybody for this. I could have made different decisions today. That's a terrifying last couple seconds. That scares the shit out of me if it was like that. Yeah. That's scary. And we should all be afraid.
Be afraid all the time, everybody.
Step up. And
because nothing is promised. Mm-hmm.
And
on that note,
we're done.
All right, we love you guys very much. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Have a good one.
We talked
get
a lot
out there,
about sports.
drink them beers, eat them chips, and get dip out of a fucking helmet, you weirdo.
Yeah. Some bratwurst.
Get at us on the social medias. We love you guys very much. Come in next week to check it out again.